My name is Tebogo Mbewu right here, and I'm a 19-year-old artist based in Pretoria, born and raised in Johannesburg, Soweto. Most of my childhood memories are in Soweto. That's where everything started, man. I mean, that's where my mom lived, that's where the whole family lived, that's where home is at. Yeah, when my mom moved to Johannesburg, I spent most of my time in Soweto because I just love the vibe there, the culture, the history, and I just love Soweto for whatever it is, and the fact that it's home and it's where I spend most of my childhood life at, and it's where I have most childhood memories, and I've learned a lot from that place, more than Johannesburg suburbs, I could say. I moved here in Pretoria to come to school, basically, in Willow Ridge, and I learned so much in terms of visual arts because I did visual arts since the times I used to live in Soweto. And when I moved to Pretoria, man, it was all self-taught until Pretoria. When I got there, I learned so many things through visual arts subjects, because back in Soweto and Johannesburg, I didn't have the opportunity to study art in high school, and when I got here, I got the opportunity, and that's when, man, everything got into perspective. I first became interested in art when I was still a kid. I was interested in art from my times where I used to color in. I used to be a perfectionist back in the days when I was coloring in. I wanted to be that one kid in class that wanted my coloring book to be perfect. I wanted everything in my lines, inside my lines. I never just wanted to scribble outside the coloring book, but I wanted everything to look professional and proper. So I think that was my first start basically in art, more than anything. Without that, I don't think I would have been here. First of all, I'm the oldest from 3 brothers. I'm the first child. I was raised by 3 women and a single mother, with the help of the other 2, which are my granny and my aunt. There's many situations whereby I could say that inspired me with my work and in life in general. If I'd have to describe one, it would have to be my mom after losing her job. Yes, my mom lost her job, and that changed our lifestyle like a lot. With that really inspired me to show me that in life, even if you fall once, you always pick up, because from where she was, she picked up a lot. That experience really changed me, and being the oldest, I had to experience the reality of it mostly than the other. I could say exploring, because currently, right now in my artistic life, I'm just exploring in many things that I could portray artworks in. I'm trying to take art in different places and where people don't really think art could be. I'm trying to grow art in many ways. I'm trying to venture into things that one wouldn't think that you'd get an art piece on such an object, basically. I'm trying to explore in different mediums, and I would say that, man. You're still gonna see a lot of different artworks that are not really, which you'd say that you wouldn't really expect an art piece there, basically. Like, I like what Makamo did with the fridges. He painted a guy that inspires me, Nelson Makamo. He painted on fridges, like the door fridge. He painted on that, and you see, that way you explore different mediums of art. You don't really expect someone to paint on a fridge, but that whole fridge becomes an art piece. You know what I mean? So it's all about exploring right now. If I could compare myself with an artist, I don't believe as an artist you should compare yourself with an artist. You never do that. You're killing yourself. As an artist, your craft or your art should be your lifestyle, not someone else's lifestyle. It's like following someone's life. I don't know, it's like copying someone's life when you associate your work, when you look at someone and you want to associate your work with them, basically. You know what I mean? So you never do that, man. Like, you do, your work should be your life, yourself. So it should, when I look at your work as an artist, I should see your life. I shouldn't see as someone else's life, basically. First of all, man, my work it relates so much to me and it relates to many people from the response I get, and people can actually look at my work and put a title on it, because I don't really title my work all the time. My work, I could say, has a never-ending title, because I like to hear different perspective from different people whenever they interact with my work. I like to work a lot with the viewer, and I just love the fact that the viewers can actually work with me here, because that was my intention, to make art that viewers and anyone in the general public could understand and say their own perspective. I don't want to do my work in a way that people get lost and be like, what's happening here, or anything like that. So that's the biggest thing I like about my work. And I love the fact that my work is it's more of exploring, I like to explore different mediums as well, and just I use charcoal a lot, but I love to incorporate charcoal into other things that most people wouldn't really use charcoal for. So yeah, basically my biggest dream in life, professionally, is not how I would like to put it, but I would say my biggest dream in life in general would be to, one, inspire other people, not just in arts, but the way they look at life and the way they go about in life. I'd like to inspire people to be the best of themselves and embrace their talents and themselves and who they truly are. But I would say my biggest goal would be to open a gallery in Soweto, give kids there and other people opportunity of learning art, because I never really got the opportunity to learn art in Soweto, because there's not much of influence of it right there in the city of Joburg itself and everywhere else. Basically, I'd like to grow art in South Africa, represent South Africa internationally, and venture in so many things that, just to show people that, what, in life you never box yourself to doing one thing. You always explore and live life to the fullest. Memorable response I've had with my work would be in 2016, man. Was basically a start to many things. That's where I went solo and I started my career in art, if I could so call it a career. But I followed my passion. It'd be 2016. That's the most memorable things I've had with doing art. Doing my first exhibition at Woke Arts back in January 2016, or was February, and doing my magazine interviews, my radio interviews, and most likely it would be people buying my work. Like, it's actually, nothing feels good as when people appreciate your work to the point whereby they even buy it. So yeah, man, that'll be the biggest memory I've had with my work, or associated with my work. So yeah, the biggest piece of advice I've ever received would be, if I had to die today, would you be happy with everything you had done before that moment, or before your death? You know what I mean? And that says so much, that what, life is too short to not be happy at whatever you're doing. So do what makes you happy, do what you love, and always include God in it, because that very same life was given to you by God. First of all, I don't really call myself an established artist. I'm not established yet, to be honest with you. I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm working towards being titled an established artist, because I need that title, get you somewhere in life. But anyway, I believe that as an artist, you're never really established. You grow your creativity and inspire a lot, because as creatives always take a piece from other creatives. So with that said, it's every time another creative gets in the game, or every time you see other creative pieces, or other art forms, you get inspired, and your creativity grows from that. So there's never a moment where you can look back and like, I know I'm done. You know what I mean? this is where I am, and I'm happy. You can never be happy with that. I believe so. You always have to think of better ways and grow from the every time you reach a certain level, you always try your best to go to another level, because I feel like that's how creativity works. You know, creativity shouldn't be on the same level. Origin sounds ancient, like I'm from the Kudu tribe.
Stop complaining.
You know what I mean? Like I'm from the Kudu tribe in Malawi, but we moved to Namibia.
Yeah, you from Soweto. You were born in Soweto. Then you moved from